I can't remember who said it in the chat, but maybe it was Buffangelist. But earlier, there was a question about NATO in the Pacific, or like basically NATO doing great power competition with China, which I obviously have opinions about. But like, what do you think about that?
No.
Same. Okay.
No thanks. Ridiculous. It's like mostly it amounts to like, will NATO open an office, like rent a building in Tokyo?
What is their capacity outside of their own region? It's fucking titular. It's symbolic.
It's a strange thing. So you sound weird if you say, I don't want help, dealing with issues in Asia from Europeans. So I mean, I guess maybe, but here's the actual problem, right? The United States is militarily overcommitted and overstretched, and there's sort of one clear solution to this. Which is a division of labor in the transatlantic alliance. Europe defends Europe. The United States is less on the hook for that. And with the amount of resources and attention that it can devote to these foreign policy problems, it focuses on Asia. Okay, like that's the answer. Mm-hmm. And what we've seen over the Biden administration is this attempt to the phrase du jour was connective tissue among allies in both regions, and then try to make us like stop thinking about this problem of overcommitment and overstretch. That doesn't really solve any problems. In addition to which, the image of NATO coming into the Asia Pacific,
it's white people. We can just say that.
Right. So there's problems there. It's like, is that even optically worth it? I think not.
Yes, there's a epidermal problem. Yeah.
Well, also look, I mean, the narrative that NATO expansion has something to do with the war in Ukraine is popular around the world, including in Asia, right?
Yeah.
In China, popular. So then, even symbolically, bringing NATO to Asia, plays into that whole narrative and those insecurities. Don't.
There's more to be said about this. Like, to me, it's like it's all downside. I mean, there's really not upside at all for NATO being involved in Asia, and like not least which because like U.S. policy now does deliberately try to encircle China strategically. Like for a long time, China would claim that and decry it, but it wasn't our self-conscious decision that we're trying to strategically encircle them. Now, as a matter of policy, that we have been doing that for the past like almost 10 years. And the idea that you're going to do more confirmation bias of that by bringing in these Europeans, that where does that get you? Like that only accelerates the confrontation, justifies everything China does.
I will say that, European governments telling China what the consequences might be if China were to invade Taiwan in terms of mainly economic relations, that's something that I'd like the Europeans to do. That could help with the deterrence problem. I don't think it's necessarily going to be a huge part of it, but it can help. But that can be done on a basis that has nothing to do with like NATO having infrastructure or offices in the Asia Pacific. Having said that, I don't know, maybe it's like a really nice office in Tokyo with like an excellent latte machine or something. And if I were there, I would be saying, man, this is good coffee.
Nothing deters like a good espresso. Yeah.